Good morning, Kingswood. Have we got a special episode for you today? I'm Nicole Cornish.
And I'm Gabriel Hibbard.
And welcome to Night Watch.
Good morning, Kingswood. We have a few school announcements as well as a couple of town events, so stay with us, but bring you your announcements.
Are you in for a scare? Molly the Trolley is planning a haunted history trolley ride on the 27th and the 28th. If you're interested in participating, call the Wolfboro Trolley Company at 603-569-1080 at wolfborotrolley.com. Prepare to learn the spooky origins of Wolfboro.
As you know, Halloween is on the 31st, so if you plan on trick-or-treating in Wolfboro, it'll take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., so be there or else.
And now, on to our athletes of the week. Congratulations to Mackenzie Boisvert from our volleyball team, and Dom Alberto from our boys soccer team.
And now on to this week's lunch menu. Monday, it is boneless chicken wings.
On Tuesday, it's grilled cheese.
On Wednesday, it is cheeseburger pasta.
On Thursday, it's General Chow's chicken.
And on Friday, you guessed it, it's stuffed crust chicken. What a twist.
It's stuffed crust pizza. Anyways,
what?
And now on to our sports schedule. We don't have much as usual due to the end of the fall sports, so enjoy these games while you still can.
So many events. Now on to sports with Elliot.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Night Watch Sports segment. I'm Elliot Giesler, and let's not waste any time and get right into it. We're going to start off with the NFL, and quite frankly, there's nothing too big that's happened that I really feel I need to talk about. If there's anything you do want to hear about, I can guarantee that I probably talked about it on my talk show, Get Real. Make sure to check that out. But let's really just focus on the Patriots this week. Last week, they took on the Browns, won rather convincingly, I must say. I got to admit, Bailey Zappe's been playing a lot better than I thought he would. And there's some people saying, oh, do the Patriots have a quarterback controversy on their hands? Well, I understand where that comes from. I truly do think that when Mac Jones comes back, they will be a better team. They've just been facing kind of lesser competition right now. The Browns aren't horrible, but they're not exactly great, especially with the loss of Deshaun Watson not playing for the first however many weeks of the season. So I'm glad they're getting these wins. They're playing the Bears on Monday. I think they can win that even without Mac Jones, but I'm really hoping Mac Jones comes back soon because I want to see his development, and I think they'll really unlock themselves as a team once he does come back. The NBA season started up a couple days ago. The Celtics won their home opener against the Sixers. Everybody played great, honestly. Al Horford was really the only concerning bit, and that was just because he got into foul trouble early. But that just meant that his minutes stayed down, which is good because he's a bit of an older guy. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both played really well. Marcus Smart had a great game. Malcolm Brogdon came off the bench. He played fantastically. I'm not going to lie, the biggest concern I had about him was efficiency because that was his biggest concern last year, and he shot like 7 for 11. He gave us a great spark off the bench, and he was efficient. We like to see that. The defense looked good, especially James Harden was starting to cook us a little bit, but we didn't let him run wild. We didn't let Joel Embiid run wild. We didn't let Tyrese Maxey run wild, so that was all good. All the games yesterday, I didn't get to catch a lot of them just because League Pass and all that, but I did get to see the Grizzlies-Knicks game. The Knicks looked a lot better than I thought they would. They took the Grizzlies to overtime in spite of R.J. Barrett having great struggles. Ja Morant still looks great, but nobody's really surprised about that. I don't have any super hot takes. Again, it's the first games of the season for everybody. The last of the first games will be played, by the time you're seeing this, yesterday. And I'll have some more takes for that, again, on my talk show, Get Real. That's going to do it for me, Kingswood. Thanks for stopping by, and now, back to the desk.
And now, on to our newest addition to the show, a comic review with Margo.
Hello, and welcome to the debut episode of Night Watch's comic segment, where I, Margo Farrell, get to rant about my favorite subject, comics.
And I am being taught what a good segment looks like. Why don't we get started with comic TV news?
Well, to start, as of a few weeks ago, Netflix sadly took off popular crime show Gotham off of its streaming service. Gotham is a cop show taking place in Gotham City before Batman. The show follows a young Jim Gordon as he journeys from rookie detective to police commissioner of the GCPD. Through the show, we meet famous comic book characters from Batman's Rogues Gallery, such as the Penguin, the Riddler, Catwoman, Scarecrow, and
many more.
Yep, including a young Bruce Wayne as he figures out the truth of his parents' murder.
That sounds like a very interesting show. Where can I watch Gotham now that it's been taken off Netflix?
Well, if you want to watch Gotham now, it's currently streaming on HBO Max with subscription, or if you feel like paying, it's also on Amazon Prime Video and Vudu for $1.99 per episode.
Personally, I go with HBO. I'm broke.
Smart idea, Keegan.
Thanks. Another popular show based in Gotham City, Harley Quinn, has recently been renewed for a season 4 on HBO Max. Want to tell us more about that?
Of course. Harley Quinn is a young adult animated TV show based around everyone's favorite clown, Harley Quinn, as she discovers herself after breaking up with the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker.
When is season 4 coming out?
Though the show has officially been renewed, there is not yet an official release date for season 4. All we know is that it will be released sometime in 2023.
Good. I have time to binge the show beforehand. I have to catch up. Got any more comic TV news before we move on to the books?
One last thing. Many comic fans have been patiently awaiting the return of the Super Sons comics, based around the son of Batman, Damian Wayne, and the son of Superman, Jonathan Kent. But there has been risen a bit of excitement in this fandom about a movie. Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons, has just been released on October 18th, 2022 on Blu-ray and digital.
I'll have to find some of that. Find that movie. Now, for some comic book news?
Batman, One Bad Day, is a comic series of one-shots surrounding the Dark Knight's Rogue Gallery. Each one-shot comic tells the tale of Batman taking on one of his enemies over the course of a day. These tales are meant to give a deep dive on these villains' origins, morals, etc.
What Batman villains are featured in these comics?
Characters like Catwoman, Clayface, Two-Face, the Penguin, the Riddler, and more. Don't forget, Batman One Bad Day is currently an ongoing but of limited edition comic, so get them while you still can.
And now for my favorite part of the segment. Tell us all about Young Justice.
Ah, yes, Young Justice is my favorite subject, too. Speaking of which, Young Justice Targets is currently an ongoing comic series, and issue 4 is being released on October 25th.
Where does Young Justice Targets fall into the universe? Is it after the show? Is it after the original comics?
Targets is a comic series that follows season 4 of the animated show, Young Justice.
Never can get enough of that show. For those who don't know, the show itself revolves around the sidekicks of the major members of the Justice League, forming their own team. The original cast consists of Dick Grayson's Robin, Wally West's Kid Flash, Calder's Aqualad, Connor Kent's Superboy, Megan Morris is Miss Motion, and Artemis Croc as herself.
That's right. But over the course of the show, there have been time skips, with new characters joining the cast or even some old members leaving.
Aww.
The comic is a continuation of both the show and the 2011 comic run by the same name, but not the standalone comic series.
Did that other comic series have an event over the summer?
Yep, that was a limited edition series titled Young Justice, Dark Crisis. I own the first 3.
Oh, of course you do. What is the status of the show? Season 4 left us with a cliffhanger.
Well, in order for Warner Brothers and HBO Max to renew for Season 5 of the show, producer Greg Wiseman has tweeted for us fans to binge Season 4 and to buy the comics. Will do, Greg.
Indeed. Well, that's all the news we've got for you this week. Go and check out some of these shows or books. I'm sure you'll find something you enjoy.
And if you think I've missed anything or have any topics you want me to cover next week, I'll be happy to accept emails at ma2023rell@student.govwentworth.k12.nh.us. Now, back to you in the studio.
And now on to two guys who knows absolutely nothing about the weather.
Hello, Kingswood. I'm Kieran Kelleher.
And I'm Connor Hurlbert.
And this is this week's weather. Today we're looking at a high of 59 degrees. Not the best, but definitely not the worst, considering that we're going into October here.
Middle of October.
Ignore me. I'm professional. Believe me.
So,
But it's looking good for the football game, wouldn't you say?
all right, you can calm down. Yeah, it is looking good for a football game actually. It's gonna be around 37 degrees, so it's gonna be a little bit chilly. If you do plan on going or you want to attend, just dress accordingly. Don't wear like shorts.
That's what I'm gonna wear. Why not? Going into Saturday, we're looking at a high of 65. This is looking like quite possibly the best day we're gonna get, ending with this year here. Definitely not the best of the year though. I mean, we definitely had our summer, so that was definitely better. Ignore me.
All right, so Saturday night, it's gonna be a bit warmer than Friday night. It's gonna be around 42 degrees. Still gonna be cold if you're gonna go out, like Kieran does every Saturday. You gotta dress accordingly. Just stay warm.
I just stay in my little man cave, except I
right.
don't have one.
Let's move on to Sunday.
Sunday, we're looking at a high of 61 degrees. There's a bit of a chance of rain, though. So maybe this seems like the day to stay inside and just play some video games, watch some movies like I do just every day.
Every day.
Every day.
All right.
There is no change in schedule.
Sunday night, it's going to be a bit, but I say bit, that's a loose term. It's going to be quite a bit colder than it is during the day. It's going to be around 48 degrees. Still going to be raining. You're holding the moose in my face. It's going to be around 48 degrees, so
And
hang
now,
aside.
using our magical, unprofessional meteorologist powers, we're going to appear magically on the screen in 3, 2, 1. This is Jim. He's been here. He's been here the whole time. Ignore us. Ignore Jim. Jim is awesome. Jim was the true meteorologist.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning into this week. Back to the desk.
Well, that was weather. I guess if that's weather, then that means the show is over. The script says so. There's no this just in because the show is over. Anyways, that was our episode of Night Watch.